All right, everyone. Thanks for joining today, this session. My name is Nicola, and I'm a solution engineer, sales solution engineer at Plauti here. Thanks for joining today. And together with me is Johan, product owner at Plauti. And we are going to cover a few exciting updates from the Plauti tech stack, as well as reminding you, of course, a little bit about our solution and addressing all the questions that will come from your side as well. So, quick shot on the agenda. We're going to cover today, as you probably have seen already in the email, we received our new solution, Plauti Restore. It's a new brand solution for undoing any data mistakes in Salesforce. We're going to cover our new UI for Plauti Assign. And we're gonna have also a sneak peek on the Agentforce integrations of Plauti with Salesforce Agentforce. We will demo each product, highlight the best practices, and leave time for your question, as mentioned. But let's get started. So just quickly about us, for those that do know what Plauti is. We help organizations manage their data with innovative, reliable solutions. And our goal is simple. So we want to make your data trustworthy so that businesses can act with confidence and build meaningful connections. We provide you with a complete set of data management solutions, all within the frameworks of Salesforce, right? And within the Plauti Data Management Suite. So first, starting from the top down, manipulate, a solution that enables you single actions execution for bulk data updates, deletions, enrichment directly within Salesforce, overcoming its typical limitations, right? It is designed for admin and enabled to end users, which are now power users, and ensure efficiency, secure delegations, and easy setup without coding, saving time and costs while empowering also smarter data management. Next is Verify. Plauti Verify is a powerful solution designed to enhance data quality by validating, formatting, and maintaining accurate contact information directly within Salesforce. And this ensures that your email addresses, phone numbers, and mailing address are correct and complete. And once your records are verified, of course, it will be Plauti Deduplicate's job to bring you further confidence in dealing with unique consolidated records, either in bulk or live or in autopilot. Plauti Deduplicate is our most known applications and been there since Plauti's origins. And last but not the least, Plauti Assign, which is the ultimate tool for helping business transforming their record assignment processes, combining automation, flexibility, and analytics, and it addresses different custom needs, right? Whether they require simple assignment flows or complex team management solution. And so Plauti keeps your CRM data accurate, complete, and ready for businesses. And it's an all-in-one Salesforce-native and also dynamic 365 platform designed to ensure data accuracy at every touch point. So to enable the full potential of our data management suite, please make sure to get in touch with us so we can empower even further your already existing Plauti experience if you're not using all the engines at your advantage, right? Or start today with the trials by downloading our suite from the App Exchange. Now, what we're going to cover today, of course, is one of the most requested features by our users, which we are proudly introducing today. And many admins, of course, managing the duplications, right, are hesitant to know how to processes, or they feel unease when manually merging duplicates, right? And to give more confidence, we introduced Plauti Restore. This is our brand new solutions for undoing any mistakes in Salesforce. With just one click, you can restore merged records and relationship, even roll back tracked fields updates, inserts, or new records and deletions. So indeed, like an instant merge, undo, field level restore inside Salesforce. And the good thing is that it also supports the rollbacks for the specific information that you need. Now, to discover more, I will pass the word to Johan, who will show us around into the dedicated demo session. So take it away, Johan.
Yeah, thanks, Nicola. Yeah, welcome all, and nice to see a lot of people attending. So it seems like I have to feel it for Restore. There's a lot of attention. Yeah, so for Plauti Restore, we got a lot of our customers asked for a feature to restore merges, especially for Plauti deduplicate. So we came up with the solution, and because they were facing a lot of admins felt a little bit reluctant to do a merge because if you want to restore it again, it's a bit of a hassle in Salesforce. We wanted to make their life a little bit easier, so we came up with Plauti Restore, and so we can do any merge, and it's just a single click, and actually it's 2 clicks. So one is to do the restore and then have a little confirmation. Are you sure you want to restore it? And then the complete record is being restored, including the reattaching, the reparenting of the related records. Someone is typing really loudly. Let me show you how it works here within Salesforce. So let's do a merge and then a restoring of it. So for example, I have an account over here. It's Salesforce Systems and Solutions in Nueva York. And here on the Plauti duplicate component, you can see that we have in total 12 duplicates. With all the data, and let's say I want to merge this record, that first one, and then I can do a merge, check which one is the master, set all the fields, etc. And let me merge that record, and then you will see that we have 11 records left. So go back to the thingy, the component, and now we see that we have 11 accounts left because that one is merged. And now I realize, oops, I made a mistake because it was a false positive, for example, and I want to redo it. And for that, it's very simply, I can go to the Plauti Restore app, and then over here we have an overview of all changes that have been done, that have been fetched within this org. So for the account object, opportunity object, but we can also do it for delete, the contact, and the contact object. And from here, I can restore over here, I see that I have a merge record. So it's on the 23rd at this time for the account object. This is the record ID, so I can open this one from here. And I do see that it is a merge. And from here, I can simply click this value, get the confirmation. So this is the second click actually. And now Plauti Restore is being triggered, and now the restore has succeeded. And if I go back to the other screen and I refresh this one, then you will see that we now have 12 duplicates again, and that the first one is restored. I can open it again, and now I have all the information. Then showing the first one, but also all the related records are being reparented from the master record where it was merged into back to the loser record. So this is basically how it works. One other thing we can do is, because we thought, well, it's cool to only do undo merges, but what if we also could fetch all the updates on fields, but also the deletions of a record and even the insertion of a record, so if a new record is created. For that, you can also add a component on the record page. So over here we have the Plauti Restore and component that only shows the changes that has been done on this single record. And over here you see that we have some updates. For example, the billing rate was first empty and was updated to 11355. Or over here, the billing city was New York, and someone changes to New York with a K. And let's say, okay, that's a mistake. I want to restore this one. And also for this, it is like clicking restore, confirm it, and now the record will be restored. A new record change is being fetched. So over here we see that there is a new update because it changed from the old value, which was incorrect, to the correct one. And on the details tab, we can then have to refresh the screen again because that's Salesforce isn't showing it immediately. But now we see that over here it has the correct spelling of New York. So that change has been reverted. The same goes for deletion. So if I would delete this record, it will also create a record change or a restore change record, and from there we can just undo the deletion, and the same goes for an insert. Well, how do we configure it? Pretty easy. So we have the Plauti Restore app. And if you open it, then you can go to the setup. And from here, in object configuration, you can enable all objects. So account, case, contact, lead, opportunity. But you can also add your own object. So it can be any standard object or any custom object. Merging is only enabled for account, contact, lead, and case, and the reason is that that has some Salesforce limitations. So for now, we only support those four objects for merges. For updates, deletions, insertions, it's for any object that has been configured over here. So let's say if we want to configure the account object. And then we can set the object tracking, so we can determine what changes do we want to fetch. Over here you see that inserts is disabled, but updates of fields, the deletions of records, and the merge of records is being tracked. And once you have enabled the updates, then you can also determine which fields you want to track, because you don't want to track every change on every field on an object, on the account object. Let's say that you have a lot of custom fields and you don't want to track all of them. Then you can determine over here which one you want to track. And that means that every change you do of one of these, you or your users are doing any change of any of these fields, they will automatically be tracked. If you do a change, so let me say, okay, I also enable the inserts, and I click on save, then you will see that you get this message where we create a draft. So your changes are not being deployed yet. So you can first configure the complete app or make any changes, and then you can deploy the settings on any time you want. So I'll keep those. I'll just go to my settings, because over here I can also set some retention settings. Like the maximum number of changes that you want to store, because you don't want to have an enormous collection of restore changes, because every change is 2 kilobytes. So you can set a maximum, and you can also set a maximum of changes in days. So by default is 30, but you can update it to any value. Same goes for over here. What if you have too much changes or something like that, and you say, I want to start from scratch again, you can just purge them with a single click on a button, or you can even run. So what happens is, as soon as a new record is being created and it passes the 2000, then it will start cleaning up the oldest restore changes records. And to once in a while you might have a job issue or so, and you can even reset it from here, so you don't have to go to the backend, just reset it from here. All changes are being fetched in the draft. So over here you have all your deployments. So there are a couple of them completed and one is active, and we have that new one that is not deployed yet, and from here I can deploy it, get a confirmation, and once I click deploy, it might take a minute, but normally it goes pretty quick. And now my new settings have been deployed, and the other one that was active is now completed. Over here, you also have a homepage that shows a bit of information regarding the restores. So we see the retention days. This tells you how far you are in fetching all the changes. So in this case, it says, yeah, you're on day 50 of 30. If we look at the in my retention settings, I said, well, I only want to fetch 2000, and then from 2000 above, start cleaning. I already have more than 2000, so I'm at 100%, meaning that basically I'm in danger that I have to or clean up, or I have to do something with my retention settings. It also shows you how much restore changes have been stored at this moment, but also the how many MBs there is fetched, and the objects that have been enabled, the number. And over here you also see the objects and how many fields are tracked and how many changes there are per object, and what kind of tracking you have over here. So this is basically how it works. So we have the restore setup and we have the restore changes, where you can see as I mentioned, all the changes that have been done within your org. And it also has multiple pages, so I can scroll through the pages and restore any data from here. So this is basically what the Restore app is. Nico, are there any questions?
Yes, we do have some questions related to the impact on data storage when every single field is tracked by Plauti. And maybe some more related to the questions, right, are also on the effect on the performance of auto merge for larger jobs. So maybe let's start to maybe first with the impact on the storage, right?
Yeah, so that's also, so if the restore option, as I mentioned, let me go back to setup. Yeah, every restore change record is 2 kilobyte. So yeah, the impact is like, if I have like in this one, 2000 records, it's almost 4 MB. So you really have to play around with your retention settings. You don't want to set, maybe don't set them too big or too small, because then you don't fetch enough data. And I think it's also important that in your object configuration on every object, you have a good look at which field do I really want to track, and don't enable any field that is really not necessary to track. Because is it maybe there is a certain field like first name or so, just as an example, that you don't want to track because you don't matter if it's John or Joanne, just don't enable it.
And thanks, Johan. And then what is the effect on the performance of auto merge for larger jobs? So the person that is asking this question, Olaf, and thanks for your question, says, like, I can imagine that more data needs to be saved. And what is the impact on storage from these tracked changes, of course? So we answer to the second part of the question. It's more related to the performance on large auto merge.
Yeah, if you do a large auto merge, basically for every merge, it will create one restore change record. So if you have 100 merges or 1,000, then it will create 1,000 restore change records. Again, all within the limits of your retention settings. So the impact in that way is that you have a one-on-one relationship with the restore changes.
And maybe I can also add that indeed, like you can also limit down the scope of the auto merge thanks to our object filters as well as the group filters, right? So in that sense, if you're still hesitant, as I was mentioning before, right, you can still focus your bulk automated merges to specific conditions, right? And then still leave for a quick merge or manual merges the less to be likely duplicate, the same way that you're already probably using Plauti to duplicate jobs results for.
Yeah.
All right. We still have a lot of questions coming up, so I will collect them all in one, right? So we have how many fields you can track. This can be any field into the object of your choice, Nora. And still from you, is there any? Is it available for custom objects as well?
Yeah, so for especially for the updates and the insertions and the deletions, it's suitable for any object, standard or custom. So you can add as many as you want. For merges, at this moment we are limited to the Salesforce objects, account, contact, lead, and case. But we're working on that one, and hopefully in one of the next releases we'll also support other objects, including custom object for merges.
Lauren is asking us if the Restore app has an add-on cost to existing customers.
No, it's for free, so it's downloadable from the App Exchange. It's already available, so you can start after this call if you want to, and it works on any of our apps. So you can also use it for Plauti Verify, Plauti Manipulate, or even Plauti Assign.
Meanwhile, Johnny is asking if where is the data, restore data stored? Ideally, this data wouldn't leave our Salesforce instance for compliance reasons.
Yeah, that's correct. It's stored in your own org. So you get the Plauti Restore changes record type or sorry object, and we store all those changes in that one.
Meanwhile, I just dropped into the chat the link to the App Exchange to download Plauti Restore. So for those that are already benefiting from Plauti Deduplicate and they want to try it out, also Plauti Restore, they can go ahead and after the webinar, of course, and install it. It will be free for them.
Yeah.
All right. I have another question from Teotzia asking, can we restore all record at the job level? And maybe
yes.
an extended version of this question will be also if you could do this in bulk.
Yeah, yeah, and they're a little bit alike. Yes, you can. So you can from a job, you can do it, but not in bulk, unfortunately, at this moment. So it's really a one by one, record for record restore. But we have it on the roadmap. We have it in view. So we were at Dreamforce last week, where we also demoed this app. And indeed, question one: can we do it in bulk? So that's really on our radar, and that's also hopefully coming up in one of the next releases for Restore.
And one more for Restore. Can we manually delete Restore or limit the retention days in the case that we need to storage for other purposes? I believe the answer is yes, right?
Yeah. So there are multiple ways to delete it, but for example, also via Plauti Manipulate, you could delete all those records. But be aware that if you do it manually, then basically you cannot restore a merge anymore. They have to do it via the Salesforce, right? Because in the restore object, we collect the relations between the master and the loser record, and also the related record. So if you delete the restore change, then it's not possible to restore from the restore change.
All right. Perfect. So I would say that we can go ahead with the presentation. I know there's a few more questions coming in that are more generic related to the whole ecosystem itself. We're going to collect those for the live Q&A session at the end. But keep them coming. Very enjoying the session today. All right. I will be taking over again by introducing our next point on the agenda today, which is Plauti Assign. We have a whole new UI that makes maintaining your assignment setup way easier. And for those that still don't know and missed the initial part of the webinar, we were introducing our application Plauti Assign, which enables you to route and assign any record natively in Salesforce. This comes with the simple round robin, balanced load balance for managing also capacity loads, as well as distance in mile and plugins. So again, you can go from a very simple use cases to very complex logics and have your records routed to the right person, either manually assigned to the specific match groups or dynamically assigned. And now we will walk through the redesign interface with the rule configuration and bulk management features that reduce errors and speed up the changes maintaining your routing process. And I will give it back to you, Johan, for the next section.
Yeah, thanks, Nicola. From the now that we keep adding new features to Plauti Assign, we noticed that setting up and maintaining match groups got way more difficult. Also because we added new features, we displayed certain fields, etc., and that meant that after the upgrade, admins had to do some manual work, like adding new fields or existing fields that are add them to the page layouts, or adding new values to picklist fields. And that's not really convenient. So for that, we also thought, we have to do something with the UI, and also to make sure that all our apps have the same UI. So that's something that's on our radar as well. So let me show the old one, or the old one, but the previous one. So it was called Super Round Robin. That the UI was more like this. So we had one big page with on the left all the details, and on the right all the components. But what we saw is, for example, we have, what was it, beginning of this year or half this year, we have created the SNE rules. Yeah, and that feature consists of 4 different components. And for users, it was hard to understand how they work together. So that was one of the reasons for, well, we have to add a new design. If I switch to the new one, so header is in its way. So on this one, this is the new one. So in Plauti Assign, you have the Assign setup, and over here some other menus. Those will be replaced in the next release as well, so that we have more, have less menus, let's say, and everything is a little bit more consistent. So from here, from the Assign setup, on the left hand, we have the overview of the match groups and all the capacity models, service level agreements, and even the user skills that we can use in a match group. And we have the object configuration and the jobs and maintenance. From the match groups, because that's the most used, let's start there. We see the overview of all the match groups that are here. And if I open one, then now we have one header that shows the main information about the match group. So whether it's active, on which object it has been configured, and for example, what the operational mode is, and even what the queued user is. And then we have different tabs where we show all those components that were in the previous tab in one big tab. We now have them separated in different tabs so that the information is combined, the configuration. And also on this one, like we have the match rules, for example. And over here
Johan, sorry, quick technical question. I believe that some people are not looking at your screen. Could you try to maybe share it again?
Share it again. Okay, I'll credit, share. Is it show now?
Can you guys let us know if in the chat if the screen is visible at the moment? Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Awesome. So welcome back. So over here we have, so now it's one screen, let's say, where we show basically the most important information of a match group. So whether it's active, on which object, and what the operational mode is. And then here we have different tabs where we show the different configuration sections. So we start with the match rules. So those are now combined into one component. So here we see all the match rules, and then we can set the logic. Via the add button, we now get one screen where we can add the new rule. So we can give the name, for example, city. We can say we use the city field of the object. We can say, okay, it equals, for example, our beautiful city of Arnhem, where Plauti is based. And if we click save, now the record is being added. And then we can also edit the logic, saying we do a custom logic where, let's say, make it a simple one, but 1 and 2 and 3. It doesn't make sense for custom, but okay. So this is the way we do it over here. For SNGs, adding SNGs goes the same way. So also we have now this component that only shows the SNGs, and from here you can add all the SNG, including all the settings. In dynamic SNGs, we now have one page where we can set all the rules, and can set the general SNG settings for the ones that have been added via the dynamic SNGs. And also for here we have new components that make it a little bit less complex to add a new SNG rule. Then we have the capacity models, same here. So what we have added is that from here you now get a choice whether you want to link an existing capacity model or want to create a new one. And then if you select new, you can create a whole new capacity model. And I call it today or something. It's on the lead object. Oops. Lead object owner ID, and then I can select the fields. So where city, like item, for example, again, can add, and this way I can add multiple criteria. And once I added the second one, to also show the criteria logic. And when I delete it again, the logic is gone, because with one criteria you don't need logic. So this way you can easily create also new capacity models, and then it's from here it's automatically linked to this match group. And basically the service level agreement exactly operates in the same way. So we can also create a new one from here, and then you have the same screen. So also the adding of it is more concise. And if you want to create an existing one, then you'll get the lookup field, and you can search for one. Now, let me choose this one, and then it's being linked to the match group. Match logs, same thing. So it's just a component showing all the match logs. So after every assignment, it will create a match log. So this is being displayed in this way. And then we have the settings page, which was normally on the left hand within the match group. Now I have it over here. And that's also the new approach of Plauti for all the apps, is that we don't do inline editing anymore. Because what we saw is that people sometimes play around, oops, make a mistake, and what did I do? And then it's already saved. So from now on, you really have to click the edit button, then you get the model, you can do all the changes, and then you really have to click save in order to save it. Or you want to track it via restore, then you can restore it again. But no, yeah, this is basically how it works. So this is the new UI. I have a click capacity models, same thing. So over here you have the component that displays all the capacity models. There's a search bar in here, so you can search for the one you want to search for. For example, the opportunities one that works on all fields, and the same goes for search level and user skills. A part of the normally what was in setup a status, that one is still here, but that will be in next versions, will slowly disappear. But from the object configuration, you can, for example, can enable the out of the box objects that you can enable for Plauti Assign. So from here, click the configure, you get the model, you can select what you want, click apply, and then they're being stored. For jobs and maintenance, that was also part of setup as service, but it's now its own page where you can create all the jobs, kill them, or even purge match logs. And the cool thing is that in the future, if we need, if we get any new jobs or we get any other features to maintain the apps or to select or to configure the objects, we will add them to those pages so that everything is maintained from one single page. Yeah, so this is the new UI, really different view. But the first feedback of customers who start using it is really positive, and that's good to hear. Nicola.
All right.
Questions?
Thanks, Johan. Yes, one question we got is if you upgrade from Super Round Robin, will you still see the you will still work the same way? So from Super Round Robin to Plauti Assign.
In the sense that you want to use the old one, or?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, that's still possible. So you can still, from your app launcher, still open Super Round Robin. That's one of the things. Also via the in the app, let's say, you can also from here still add the old Super Round Robin or the match group object. And if you show it here, then you can still use the previous UI if you prefer.
All right. And Brandon is asking us, is routing round robin feature free or is it a paid feature?
Yeah, this is a paid one. It's a full stack. Yeah, it's a paid version, and this one goes on based on it's a user-licensed license. It goes basically every record we assign to a user. So every user that is being assigned a record needs a license for the Plauti Assign.
All right. And I believe you show it when we were not able to see your screen. Yeah. If you only see the old one, where you can find the new Assign setup. Yeah.
So it's from the Plauti Assign app. So in the app launcher, you have to search for Plauti Assign, and you will see this view. If you open the Assign and you're not seeing this one, because it could be that you already opened this one and did some changes in the app manager, because then Salesforce doesn't allow to basically display that one. Then via the pencil here on the right, you can open the Plauti Assign navigation items, and then you can click Reset Navigation to Default, and then the Assign setup will be displayed and will be displayed on the left side of the app.
All right. Meanwhile, that we collect more questions, maybe we can move to the next segment, and we will make sure to address also the one that are more generic or being covered, were not covered yet into the right section of the webinar, just because our agenda is a little bit packed, we will love to introduce our next topic of today, which is Plauti Agentforce. Now, Salesforce Agentforce empowers users by leveraging AI-driven virtual agents to automate complex CRM workflows. And this is to answer to support queries or deliver personalized customer insight directly within the Salesforce experience, right? But now this is great to enable productivity, to boost productivity and enhance the experience of your customer, especially because it's without any additional technical overhead. However, data might still be compromised from the source. So we are looking at invalid phone numbers, invalid email addresses. And this is the reason why Plauti joined forces with Agentforce to provide an on-the-spot data verification. So indeed, a real-time data management actions right inside Agentforce, right? So let's see how this can be deployed and how can you validate contact during a chat so you prevent bad records from entering Salesforce in the first place. So I pass the word back to you, Johan.
Yeah, thanks. Let me share it again. So back to paradise, let's say. Let me immediately show you how it works. So how you could use it, let's say. So with Plauti Agentforce, basically is built on top of our data quality solutions. With the Agentforce package, we provide the ability to call certain actions from our tools into Agentforce, so that you can run it from an agent or in a conversation from an agent between an agent and a user. It is published, so also it was demoed last week on Dreamforce, even in the workshops by Salesforce itself. So we were really proud of that one. With the current version, we support Plauti Verify, that's step one. And future versions, we will also think about maybe Plauti Assign and Plauti Verify, and even Plauti Manipulate. But the first version, what we can do now is basically do a validation on email and phone numbers during a chat. So making sure that in the chat, if a new user wants to register as a lead, for example, you could upfront verify his email address, for example, so that you're sure when it's being registered that you already have a valid email address, and that if you run a campaign or you want to send information or reach out, that you are sure that you can reach that person. One of the things you could do is, for example, integrate it in a community cloud or an experience site. So what we have done over here is that we, now I have to, Teams is in front, we have integrated the agent here in Experience Cloud, so it's the Paradise Beach Resort. And from here, the Agentforce chat is enabled. And if I click on it and start a new chat as a user, so I'm the end user, then we have configured the Plauti agent, and that now joins the chat and asks the questions like, I'm the AI source agent, how can I help you? And for example, as a user, I can say, okay, maybe this has nothing to do with the, I want to make my order or reservation. I have an issue with that? And then agent will ask a question, and then I can, okay, what is the problem? You will ask me, and then I can ask, okay, I have an issue. Can you please reach out to me? And depending on the prompt, it understands that if the user asks for reach out to me or contact me or schedule a call with me or something like that, then it automatically understands, okay, then I have to ask for his phone or email, and then I can tell, okay, please let me contact me via email. Let me type it like that, and now it will ask me okay, that's cool, we'll do that, and please provide your email address. So I can type in the email address. Let's say I'm John Doe at salesforce.com. Now it will call Plauti Verify, and then the extension for the check on the email address. And now it will say, okay, that's cool, but the result is that your email address doesn't seem valid. Can you please provide us a valid email address? So let's say, okay, that's cool, I'm gonna do this, but let's say we have, it's a strange one, but let's say we do spam at salesforce.com, and it will again hopefully run our agent, and here we are. I think Salesforce is doing something. Oh, here we are. We'll tell you, hey, this is recognized as a potential spam trap. So Verify is checking our services to see how is it registered, understands this is a spam trap, and again ask, please provide me a valid email address. So I can provide another one. Now let's say that I do my own. This is a valid one. Johan van den Hoek at Plauti.com. Again, it will call the Plauti Verify service and will now tell me from, okay, hey, this is a valid one. I'd be busy on Salesforce services. There we are. And now it will say, hey, that's cool. Your email address has been successfully validated. And now you can build a flow, for example, to fetch this data and then use that address when creating the lead in Salesforce. The other thing is that the user can also say, yeah, but oh, sorry, yeah, I'm basically for the reservation to make a reservation. It does come in handy that you contact me by email. Please contact me by phone. So, oh, I changed my mind. Contact me via phone. And now the agent understands. Okay, in that case, I have to ask for a country and the phone number. So the phone number, including the country. Oh, let me scroll down. So I can provide that one. Let's say this is my number, and I say it's in Nepal. And now it will check again and will tell me, yeah, that's cool. It's a number, but it doesn't correspond with the specified country. So not with Nepal. Please again provide me the valid phone number, including the country. So we'll do it again. And in this case, this is a valid one. I hope. Let's see. And now it will say, this has been successfully validated. So Plauti Verify checked it, called the correct services, and now understands that this is a valid phone number. And now I can continue with the chat, or even in a flow, let's say, create the lead with this valid number. So this is one of the examples of how you can use Plauti Agentforce in Agentforce implementation. How to set it up, that's also pretty easy. So it's available in the App Exchange, so you can download the package from there. And then every time you create a new agent, let me do it over here. So I'm back in the setup and go to Salesforce agents. Then if I create an agent, Salesforce now provides the options to create it from templates. So after installation of the package, you now have the option of Plauti Agent. From here, you can select the template, click next, and then you will see that it already included 2 actions. So it's the email and the phone validation. You can even add other components from here from other packages. If I click next, then I can customize the agent. So we have added a default description, but basically you have to update this one to your own instance or to your own example. Have to click the role that it has to play in the company. Now I'm going to do some simple like this, something about my agent, and then I can click next, and then I can create the agent based on the template. Oh, now we get this one. I had to fill in some more info. But let me say back because we already configured it over this one. Because what it will basically do is it will create that agent in your instance, and then it will have a topic called the Plauti email and phone validation. And within that topic, it will by default already have the complete prompting, so the descriptions, the scopes, so the guardrails, and also all the instructions of what it has to do. And in the template, then basically you can update this one, save as a new version, and then you can give it a go. And that's, let me show as well, because in the topic you also have the 2 actions that are being linked. So we have the Agentforce phone validation and the email validation that comes out of the box. And those are already configured. And then you can test it from here, basically in the same way as I just demoed. And if you're happy with it, activate it, and then you can publish it, for example, in an experience site. So this is one of the examples that you can do with it within Agentforce, and it's really cool that you now with the solution already verify data before entering it in Salesforce. So also before at Plauti Assign, for example, that you make sure you route correct data to your service or sales reps. Nicola, any questions?
Maybe it would be nice to understand if there is any specific pre-requirement for Agentforce. I know that I shared into the chat the link to the App Exchange link, which indeed is free. But is there any prerequisite for it?
No, not from our package. I think the only thing is that you have to have Agentforce available in your org, and have a fix rolled out, because Salesforce does have some issues with the templates. There was a fix rolled out last week, and from what I understood, was rolled out to every org worldwide. So yeah, basically you only have to make sure that you have Agentforce enabled, and then you're good to go.
And how about the verification?
So there was another requirement. Sorry, I forgot all about that. Plauti Verify is needed in order to run it. So you can install it without Plauti Verify, but then it won't work because it has to call actions from Plauti Verify. So that's the minimum requirement is that you have Plauti requirement installed and have some credits, of course.
Yeah.
no money, no chat.
No money, no honey. All right.
A good one.
Yeah, in the chat, let us know if you guys are using Agentforce at the moment. It was the main theme of Dreamforce, and we would like to know if you're using, how you're using it. Let us know in the chat itself. And keep the cute question coming, indeed, in the Q&A. We are almost at the finish line. We have one more thing to introduce again, which is indeed the way that Plauti is actually moving into the AI world, we will say, which is indeed the expansion of Plauti AI stack, right? So we're taking Salesforce data management from rigid rules to intelligent with more context-aware automations, and we are actively releasing new AI capabilities. And this is, again, as you might have seen already from our previous webinar, indeed, like AI merge recommendations. With AI merge recommendation, you can merge duplicates with confidence using AI, which can pick the best field values based on real context and usage on non just static rules, right? So again, like on top of your already excellent merge rules that you have defined with Plauti to duplicate, you can also have an additional support with recommendations right over there. And of course, Plauti Ask AI, right? So everything started with manipulate with the Ask ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT Vision was the second next introduced mass actions that you can perform with the OpenAI, but then we open up to all to the most common engines for AI, and you can embed everywhere in Salesforce, right? So you can trigger Q&A style intelligence on records, edits, lists, batch jobs, email to case summaries, Apex, or even direct actions. And again, like AI can be used for many use cases, from normalization of job titles to summarization of cases, descriptions, or even after a roll up, which again is another Plauti manipulate actions, indeed like create a specific profile of your account, and again like build up your 360 view from within the informations that are available from Salesforce, enrich and transform records and verify email, phone numbers, and addresses. So much more can be discussed indeed, and a lot other use cases were also covered into the last webinar that our colleagues had while introducing the AI assisted tools, right? So indeed, like you can go ahead and find a webinar at plauti.com/webinars, where you can also find the recordings of today's webinar indeed. And indeed, like with our data quality solutions, you can now prepare your organization for scale up by leveraging AI, of course, and enhancing the duplication, improve data hygiene, minimizing manual such as migrations, rollouts, or analytics projects. And now we enter into the live Q&A sessions, where I will actually check back into the Teams webinar sections if there are more questions from your side. Right, I see the questions that we had before, which were more generic, so I kept it for the last moment. So last but not the least, Brandon was asking us, is there been any improvement to the flow actions for finding duplicates by field values and IDs?
That's a good one. Not, I guess, not in this part, but not in restore, or that has basically nothing to do with it. But check out the webinar regarding the latest release.
I believe, though, that by the beginning of the year, we have released a lot of, we have released at least a couple of new updates into the flow actions, which you can also drop, for example, any specific requirement that can be upvoted in our feedback.plauti.com. One was about the quick convert action, and another was to store the record IDs as a result of a flow, if I remember correctly. So maybe check around that specific environment, Brandon, because we have actually a very good community of people that are using Plauti and they're loving it, and they want to make it work much, much better and improve it, of course, the way that they are using it, right? And of course, if you have any further question, feel free to reach us out, to schedule a call. We will be happy to help you further.
Yeah, because we could also share the information to Brandon or to anyone who's interested that you have the correct overview with all the improvements.
And then Ellen was asking us, is there a maximum number of days you can restore? I believe this was related to still Plauti Restore.
Yeah, there are some limits, and that's not for the updates, or any update on the field will be, you can set the potential to unlimited, let's say, so that's cool. But for deletions and for merges, there's a maximum, and that's all related to your recycle bin. So basically, we have to restore at this point from the recycle bin, so basically it's or 30 or 60 days. So some orgs have asked Salesforce to update it to 60 days, and that's your limit, but otherwise by default it's 30, so you have to restore it within 30 days. That's also good to know that Plauti Restore doesn't act like a backup tool, let's say. It's more like, oops, I made a mistake and I want to restore it as soon as possible. So next day, next week, or within 30 days limit.
All right. Meanwhile, we see that indeed, not using Agentforce, unfortunately. I see some answer back into the chat section. Indeed, it's still something that people are reluctant a bit, mostly because AI hallucinations, right? And also maybe for the specific ongoing pains with other data-driven issues in Salesforce, which probably can be fixed by Plauti. So stay with us, stay synced with us as well. Right, if there is no more questions, I would like to thank you all to being to our webinar today with us. So we encourage you to visit our website, plauti.com, and connect with us for any specific inquiry or any questions related to the product that we showcased today and the updates that we discussed today. And of course, make sure to grab the links from the chat from the App Exchange so you can start your journey with Restore. You can make sure that you test the new UI of Plauti Assign, and indeed give it a try if you're using Agentforce to also deploy Plauti Agentforce. Rather than that, we thank you all for being here today, and thank you, Johan, for the demo sessions. That was be great.
Thanks.
And have a great one, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.